Hey guys, Corey and Dave here, another episode of Zapp Talk.
That's what this is.
Hope you're doing well. We're at Baltimore this weekend, the big Baltimore Comic Con.
It's good to see you there.
Which is one of those awesome, like, pure comic book shows. So, if you do get a chance to go, or you did go, hopefully you saw Ben at Zapp Comics in their booth. So,
that's a good stuff
very
there.
Cool. We got Pittsburgh coming up, and we also got New York Comic Con in like a month, which is crazy.
More good stuff to come.
Yeah.
Out of control.
Coming up fast. And then we have our sale in November. Whew.
Just even better. I'd say better than New York Comic Con, so you may want to stop in for that.
It's cool.
All together. We have really big celebrities like us there.
Alright, as you know, Death of Wolverine #1 came out last week, and #2 comes out this week. So it's a drawn-out event to have miniseries, whatever.
I think he may be a little more dead than he was last issue.
Yeah.
I think slowly he'll die a little bit.
Beautiful artwork by Stephen Niven.
Yeah.
And Charles Soule writing, it's awesome. And Charles Soule just signed an exclusive deal with Marvel. He's only writing for Marvel now. It's kind of cool.
Good for Marvel.
Congrats for both of you guys.
It's a big commitment in a man's life. He just has to write for a certain comic book company only.
You also got articulate covers again.
More.
Of course, last week they sold like crazy. This week you got like Batman and everything else, Batgirl. It's a cool week. Everything by the Batman, of course. And then we got Superman Unchained, #8. I mean, I think it's going to be 9 issues. I just want it to end because it's like you kind of forget about it.
I did forget about it.
And then it comes out again. You're like, come on. So.
Is Scott Snyder still writing it?
Yeah, Snyder and Lee. So it would have been cool, but it just takes 6 months.
When was the last one?
2 or 3 months ago.
Oh, okay.
So. Alright, it's a big week for Spider-Man.
Good.
You got that SpiderVerse thing going to be happening. So you got the Edge of SpiderVerse comes out this week.
This is probably the book I'm most excited about.
And I know back, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, they did like noir books, and the Spider-Man one was probably the most popular one. Right?
Spider-Man's the one that really picked up. So the Spider-Man book was basically just a reimagining of like a whole time, same story, same premise pretty much, except it's about a young Peter Parker, and I don't know how you say his last name. Ben, is it Urich? Whatever.
I don't know.
You know, good old Ben from the newspaper. So it's all about him uncovering Uncle Ben's murder, and it's kind of a whole different take on Spider-Man. But the art on this looks incredible.
Yeah, it's cool. It's 5 issues. It's going to all tie in and lead into the whole Spider-Verse thing, which is going to be a big deal. So don't sleep on it.
Bringing Mysterio into it, and he looks like he's kind of like a magician. That's, crime and whatnot, but it looks awesome. This is worth picking up.
You also got Amazing Spider-Man 6, which is the final part of the original arc for this. And I think Black Cat and Electro in there.
Yeah. So this is, they say it's record-breaking, this first Amazing Spider-Man run. It's been really consistent. A lot of people have been picking up, and
it sells.
Awesome.
It's been selling. Obviously Superior sold really well, but
like gangbusters.
Amazing hasn't sold that well in a long time, and it never lost pace after Superior. And I think you learn a lot of secrets about Silk as well. So it's kind of neat.
Big character.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll see what they're going to do with
I mean, they introduced her correctly, so hopefully, after the follow from Original Sin last week and everything like that, hopefully it's a smooth transition. But the Spider-Verse thing's going to probably mess everything else up too. So, cool. But I have faith in Dan Slott.
Always.
Because everything he's written so far is so planned out. Thank you, Marvel, for letting him do this, because he's got a plan and they're letting him work on it. And even Silver Surfer's selling really well that he's writing. So Slott,
he knows what's up.
And then you got a fun little title this week. You get I know we don't talk about it much, but Deadpool 34 comes out.
People like Deadpool. And
it's a flashback to the 90s, and apparently it has to do with his original sin, I think.
Yeah, his original sin. It says it features 90s.
It has 90s Sabretooth.
Sabretooth, 90s, Alpha Flight.
And I think it's drawn like the 90s too. So, and I think there's like one of the variant covers of the 3D cover. So it's kind of neat. It's a throwback. And I'm sure they're going to, touch into his original sin, but also make it kind of hokey and because it's Deadpool.
Of course.
So
that's what he does. He's the hokiest. Yeah, so. King of hoax.
Again, I know there's lots of those 3D covers. By the end of the month, the entire wall is going to be 3D covers, which is cool. They only do it for 1 month.
You can get vertigo staring at the wall.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
You're not going to know where the books start and the wall ends.
That's right. You know it. But that's it. We'll be here. You know, Dave, Corey, Zapp Comics.
You too. You can come. You can hang out.
Come on in. And I thank you to Carlson for my shirt. Legendary Carlson doing this. My own shirt. Thank you.
You like double D's? Is that or Daredevil?
Bye, guys. Hey guys, another. You like jumped, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, maybe I thought you did. I'm sorry.
Well, let's go to the tape. One take, Corey Brown.
I think you did a little bit.
I think so.
Hey guys.